When you need a sign in the nick of time.
Hello, welcome to Why the Face of Real Estate is About to Change. My name is Ken Coleman, and this is my partner and wife, Allie.
Hello. With over 53 years of combined real estate experience, Ken and I have together sold over $1 billion of residential sales here in the Midwest.
We know just how important good real estate tools are. That's the reason why we believe you need to use the very best.
You know, next to the internet, real estate signs are the most important tool in getting buyers and sellers. I've watched Ken hammer hundreds, if not thousands, of signs into the ground, beating them up, because we're pretty much in solid rock here in the Ozarks.
Yeah, not to mention how many expensive real estate cars that I've scratched up and trying to get them in and out of the car. And then there's also the, sign barns that I have to store all the signs in. And then once a week, I would go and organize the sign barns, and that would spend a couple hours reorganizing the sign barns. Not to mention all the clothes that I got tore up during that time. So,
Ken has said one of these days, someone is going to invent a collapsible real estate sign. And last May, he met a young man, Russell Smith, an inventor, engineer, and together they came up with the perfect solution.
well, the first thing I said was, Russell, we need to create a collapsible real estate sign that collapses down as small as we can make it collapse, and so that we can carry it easily and put it in the trunks of our cars.
The old style signs, as I'll refer to them, weighed anywhere between 9 and 12 pounds. But this new sign, Tubular Signs, weighs only 4 pounds.
And the main thing that was important to me was I didn't want to have to carry the pliers and screwdriver and all these different things with me when I go to do the signs. So I said, Russell, we need to also create this to where I don't have to have all these tools, so that when we put the riders on and put the nuts and bolts in, and so that's another thing, don't want any nuts and bolts either. And finally, why not make the signs last a lot longer? I mean, the reality is these signs, the basic design's been around for over 100 years, and they're still the same basic design sign. Yet everything else in the real estate industry has changed and been brought up to date. So it really was time for these signs to be brought up to date, and so that was the last challenge, was to get them up to snuff. This is the real estate sign of the future. This is the real estate sign for today. This is a tubular sign. Notice it comes in a tube in the back. This is the sign right here. It's made out of 100% aluminum, no rust. You just set the sign out on the grass, and then you take an arm out, like this right here. Bring your arm all the way around, rotate it. And then you take out the next arm, rotate it all the way around. Now, next we're going to take the stakes out. Stakes just pop right out of the same space, out of the bottom of the sign. And you stand it up like you're going to put it in the ground.
It's so easy to hammer. They've got places right here that it's just tap a few times on each side. Very easy to get in the ground. Very sturdy, very durable for all types of ground.
Then you just extend the arms up like this right here. Notice there's no tools to put it together. Everything snaps. Then put the vinyl on the top. What's nice about this design, what I love about this technology that Russell designed, is that I can have my rider and my sign on all at the same time. I don't have to have separate nuts and bolts to put the sign on. So I can either put the rider at the bottom, or I can put the rider at the top, either one. Or I don't have to have a rider at all. I have more surface of sign, which is nice. So I have a lot more choices, a lot more alternatives now. So that's a real plus. The quality of the vinyl is the same kind of quality that's on great big huge billboards. It's kind of funny that the sign industry has gone to all vinyl except for real estate signs. But that's now changed because it makes more sense for it to be vinyl. The new signs also come with serial numbers, which is really state-of-the-art. That way I can identify which is my sign, and I can keep track of it. It's kind of like a built-in security system. Also within an office, I know that many times realtors got confused which sign is theirs, and I can keep an inventory this way within my office with the serial numbers.
One other thing I'd like to mention, Ken, is that with the sign only weighing 4 pounds, the cost of shipping is so much less.
Which is a savings, passes the savings on to you as the customer. So there's just so many advantages to this sign. It's just, if you can actually hold it in your hand, it's just a fun sign. It's lightweight and it just looks good.
Imagine walking into your home, your customer, and you lay this bag on the table. They're curious, they're thinking, what's in the bag? And you say, this is your new real estate sign. They're going to think you're pretty progressive and impressive.
When you need a sign in the